Namanda butsu 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 namanda. No. Namanda butsu. I'll begin my talk this morning with the words of one of the Wasan hymns that we chanted this morning along with the Shōshinge. This is the fourth of the Wasan that we chant. Please join me in Gasho. Gasho. Koumuge nyokoku issai no uge ni sawari nashi. Kosoku kamuranu monozonaki nanjigi o kimyo seo. The liberating wheel of light is without bound. Each person it touches, it is taught, is freed from attachments to being and non-being. So take refuge in Amida, the enlightenment of non-discrimination. Namandavats, 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 namandavats. Great. So once again, good morning, everyone. It's great to see so many of you with us on Zoom. Those of you who have your cameras on, it's wonderful to see your face. If you wish to put your camera on, I welcome you to. If you prefer to leave your camera off, that's fine too. But it's always nice to see my smiling faces. Hi, Kemi-san. Good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu. Susan, Leo, Yumi. Oh, lots of good friends. Yoko-san, great. So thank you very much. So this morning I wanted to share some reflections on this Wasan of Shinran Shonin. This is one of my favorites. We chant this, once a month we do our Shōshinge service, and we chant the Shōshinge, and we also, along with the Shōshinge, we chant these Wasan. And I find it's particularly meaningful to kind of reflect on the meaning of these words that we chant. Of course, we chant in Chinese and Japanese, and sometimes we don't maybe understand all of the meaning of the words while we're chanting. We're just experiencing that deep sound of the Buddha's voice, the Nembutsu in our hearts. But it's meaningful also to reflect upon the meaning of these words. And so this Wasan talks about the liberating wheel of light. The light represents the light of the Buddha's wisdom. And each person that is touched by this wisdom, it is taught, is freed from attachments to being and non-being. Being and non-being. So take refuge in Amida, the light of non-discrimination. Right? And so when we think about this attachment to being, not being, what we are not, right? This is what creates separation and distance from us in our lives. The Buddha's mind is free from this, free from the mind of discrimination. So Amida Buddha made 48 vows, right? 48 vows to express the wisdom of his enlightened heart. And if we think about the vows that express the wisdom, the enlightenment of non-discrimination, numbers 3 and 4 to me are particularly meaningful. So I want to, as we sort of understand the meaning of this Wasan, to also think about what we call the third vow of Amida Buddha, which is the Buddha's vow that if, when I attain Buddhahood, the humans and devas in my land should not all be the color of genuine gold, may I not attain the perfect enlightenment. Right? So everyone the color of genuine gold. Right? Color is very important in Buddhism. Color in Buddhism is often used as a kind of shorthand for all of our perceptions, all of the things that we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and the thoughts that give rise to certain feelings and reactions in our mind. All of this can be kind of represented in Buddhist terms by color, that which we perceive, the shape, the sound of things. So I want to think for a moment about how do we react to colors? How do we react to colors? And I want to show you something, and just want to think about your reaction to this. So think about these colors. Think about these colors. Can you see these colors here? What colors are these? So we've got red. Let's see if I can turn it so the light hits it a little better. We've got gold, red and gold, right? A little bit of white, a little bit of black, but mostly red and gold, right? Red and gold. So you think about those colors. Those of you who have your cameras on. Red and gold. Do you like those colors? You know, if you see those, do you have a feeling of, I like these colors? Put your hand up if you like them. Yeah, I see some hands going up. Susan's hand's going up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anybody feel kind of neutral? Nah, that's all right. Not my favorite colors. Yeah, Chelsea kind of, nah, they're all right. Anybody like, I don't like those colors very much. It's not my favorite colors. No. Okay. So now I'm going to show some other colors here. Okay. So then here we have green and yellow. Kind of green and a mustardy yellow, right? So if you see these colors, who sees these colors and likes these colors? These are colors I really like. Yumi likes these colors. All right. Anybody kind of neutral on these colors? Yeah, Chelsea. Chelsea's already awakened to the enlightenment of non-discrimination. Leo Jocelyn too. Okay. Anybody have a problem with these colors? Yeah, Susan does. Susan has a problem with these colors. I grew up in Minnesota, right? And Minnesota, home of the Vikings, we really don't like these colors. You know what we call people who wear these colors? We call them cheeseheads. Cheeseheads. Could you think of something more rude to say about something? Your head is filled with fermented dairy products, right? So, right, we have these colors, right? Of course, red, 49ers, big win last night. Green, Packers, boo, right? Cheeseheads. Last night, so I have to admit, I'm going to be honest with you all, I'm not a huge sports fan. And I had heard, of course, when I saw my son's teacher, who usually wears very kind of, conservative, teacherly attire at school, and I saw her wearing a 49ers shirt to school on Friday, I thought, okay, there must be a big game coming up. If Miss Chen is wearing a 49ers shirt, then there must be a big game coming up. And so then I looked, it's like, oh, they're in the playoffs. This is a big deal. And so then last night at about, when was it, about 9:30 or so, getting ready for bed, and all of a sudden it's beep, fireworks are going off. I'm like, what is going on? Chinese New Year is not yet. And then I was like, oh, the last time I heard sounds like this was when the Giants won a big game. So I pulled out my phone, I Googled 49ers, sure enough, the 49ers had beat the Packers, right? And so, we have strong feelings that we associate with these colors, the Niners, the Packers, right? So if I'm in line at a store, right, and I see somebody wearing these colors, I might not get in line behind them. I might say, I'll go stand in the line behind this person. Because if I see someone in this colors, I might say, oh, how about that game last night? Yeah, we did a great job. It was, it was a nail biter, but, kicked the field goal and, won the game. And, so you feel this connection, this association, right, with these colors. And so, sports games, it's all in good fun. And, you can change your shirt. I can wear this color one day. These are all my clothes, basically. I could wear this color on Monday. I could wear this color on Tuesday, right? So these things can change quickly, but there are some things about us that we can't change, right? Some things that we can't just change our shirt the way we change other things about us. And the problem with that is that as we go through life, we create groups based on our sense of me and my people, my group, who I am. And the Buddha teaches us that this mind of discrimination between self and others, that's what gives rise to the suffering in our life, suffering for ourselves, suffering for others. And these are not two different things, right? The suffering that I experience is not different from the suffering from others, and vice versa. right? So when we go through life saying, this is my group, this is that other group, right? Judging things by their appearance, by what we see, how they sound, how they smell, all of these things, we can cause a lot of suffering. We can miss out on a great deal of joy. And the Buddha's wish is for us to experience deep joy in life and for us to live free from suffering. And so the Buddha guides us to awaken to this mind of non-discrimination. Right? So if we think about some of the ways in which we might discriminate, right, based on skin color, right? That's one of the kind of basic colors that we have, and people throughout history have been discriminated. If we think about where we are, here, Buddhist Church of San Francisco, why is this temple, why is this church in this part of the city, right? We think about the history of our cities here in California, throughout the country. There were certain areas where people who had a certain color skin were welcomed, certain areas where they weren't, right? And so communities have grown up and put down roots in certain areas, and some of those communities are changing, some of those places are changing, but we see that there's lasting impact of discriminating consciousness. It goes on, it creates impacts, the results of the actions that play out, not just over one lifetime, but after lifetimes, down through generations. Right? And so this is what the Buddha describes as the binds of karma that play out lifetime after lifetime. And the Buddha's wish is for us to realize freedom from that. In this beautiful space here, this beautiful gold, all this beautiful gold that we have represented in the Onaijin, that expresses that world of enlightenment. Everything up here is gold, right? Gold is the beautiful color because it does not tarnish, does not change, it's consistent, it shines brightly. Even the slightest amount of light is brightly reflected. If you come in here, even with all the lights on, still your eyes are drawn to the brightness of the Onaijin. Just like in our own minds, my mind filled with darkness, but those little bits of gold, the Buddha's wisdom, those shine brightly and provide a light, a guiding light to me. This liberating wheel of light that helps me to see beyond the bonds of my likes, my dislikes, my in-group, my out-group, and to recognize that deep down we all share this common human experience, this common wish to live free from suffering, this common wish to live with deep joy. And so as we chant the wasan following the Shōshinge, they're punctuated with Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Bu, Namo Amida Bu, right? And that is the heart of this. When we chant Shōshinge and wasan, that Namo Amida Bu, that's the important part, right? That's not the filler, that's the important part. And the wasan, the Shōshinge, all of that builds the meaning into, pushes that meaning into the Nembutsu in our minds so that we can appreciate what does Namo Amida Butsu mean. So today, as I go around San Francisco and people are happy and joyful, right? I wish them the deep joy, wish all of us the deep joy that goes beyond the discrimination between self and other, awakening to this mind, the enlightenment of non-discrimination. So I'll conclude my reflections at this time by once again reading these words of Shinran Shonin. Please join me in Gassho. The liberating wheel of light is without bound. Each person it touches, it is taught, is freed from attachments to being and non-being. So take refuge in Amida, the enlightenment of non-discrimination. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namman Dabutsu. Namman Dabutsu. Namman Dabutsu. Namman Dabutsu. Namman Dabutsu. Namman Dabutsu. Okay, thank you all very much.